Hello YouTube, my name is Sarah, thank you for checking out my channel, and today's situation that we're going to be talking about is making money online by selling your clothes. I'm going to be comparing Facebook Marketplace to Poshmark for two different places that you can sell your used clothing online. I think right now these are two very popular places to sell, but they're two pretty different places to sell. To start off, I'd like to explain how they're similar. Before you even get on these apps, you do need to go through your closet or go thrift shopping or something and find clothing that you can sell. I'd like to make a whole video about kind of staging your clothes and what clothes to sell, but just quickly to go over that, it's very important that you're picking clothes that is clean, is lightly used, is not super worn unless it's intentionally distressed, and then you're taking good quality photos of the item that you're showing all of the wear, all of the usage, you're showing the size of the item, you're showing what it's made out of. Everything and all the info that you can give about the item is super important that you're listing it on either of these sites. Like I said, that's a different video and I'll get into that another time. So for Facebook, let's dive into Facebook Marketplace and what they have to offer. For Facebook Marketplace, you do have to have a Facebook profile. This profile doesn't have to be your real name, and no one's ever going to know what your real name is unless you ask for an e-transfer and that has your real name in your email. But there are ways around if you want to be completely anonymous online and selling your items. Facebook Marketplace offers you that. Once you sign up for Facebook, you go to their marketplace, you select you'd like to start a listing, you create your listing, and in that, like I said, it should have good quality photos, good description, including the wear, as well as you need to decide how you're going to get the item to the person. Facebook is obviously a local platform, so you can either choose to have someone come pick it up, you can choose to drop off, or you can choose to meet up in a mutual location. Normally for me, I choose to meet up in a mutual location if I'm selling clothes on Facebook Marketplace because I don't like people coming to my house. I just choose a place that's close by, and if the item has higher value, I will extend how far I'm willing to go. So for say $10, I'm really only going to go like 5 minutes away from my house, but for $100, I would go 20 minutes or 30 minutes away from my house. So you have to think about, for what you're selling, how far are you willing to go to make that money, as well as think of like gas, mileage, that type of stuff. That's pretty basic. All you do on the Facebook Marketplace is create your listing, you wait for people to message you, then you have personal interactions with that person and you figure out where you're going to meet and how the exchange of the product and the money is going to happen. Huge buyers beware. Don't ever, ever, ever give money to somebody without an item because you never know what can happen. As well as don't ever give your item to somebody without money. So if they say they want to do an e-transfer, don't hand off the item before you have that e-transfer. Always exchange in full before you separate. So this is what listing on Facebook Marketplace is going to look like. You hit sell, choose your item, add some photos, make them good quality like I've stated before. Then you'll go ahead and title your listing. I like to put in what the brand is and what the item is, set the price. You can pick the category. This is where you'll put your detailed description of the item as well as where you'd like to meet up or where the pickup is. Then you'll decide to post what condition it's in, these are the options, and then you're done. So for me, the pros of Facebook Marketplace are that it is local. So if you want to meet up with somebody, it's very simple. You don't have to give out your address. It can happen very fast. The second is that, like I said, it's a quick interaction. Like it doesn't take, it can take as long or as little as you want. Somebody can come pick up so you don't even have to interact with them. You can go 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You can get people to pick up. That is a great pro. Again, don't have to leave your house, making money sitting at home. And Facebook Marketplace doesn't take any cut. So whatever you list your item at, whatever value someone's willing to pay, that's what you're gonna get. You get all of the money. The cons of Facebook Marketplace are that weird people can message you. It is a local platform, but it can also be extended. Depends what your parameters are set on your Facebook. People can message you really from anywhere. They can say anything they want. They can be weird. So just be careful what type of conversations you entertain. If you guys want a story time of some of my weird Facebook Marketplace experiences, let me know down below because I definitely have had some weird ones. And that's the second con, is because it is local, because it's a person, you're kind of depending on someone being honest, and people cannot show up all the time. So you can go through all the hoops to set up a meetup and someone doesn't show up, which is super duper annoying, and it's happened to me a lot of times. So that is definitely a con that can happen, is why I recommend staying close to your house so it's not a huge loss if somebody doesn't show up. And the last major con of Facebook Marketplace to me is that you may have transportation issues. So if you want to sell something and you don't drive, it does become a little bit more complex if somebody's not willing to come pick up. So it can be a little bit harder if you do have to meet someone further, or you are willing to go further. You may have to take transit, which can definitely be a con for some people. So overall, great platform. There's the pros and cons. Let's compare them to Poshmark now. So Poshmark, very similar. You create a profile, you can make your profile name anything you want, your face doesn't have to be in it. The only difference is if you make a sale, your address and actual name is going to be on a package because you have to ship it to them. So if you do have an issue with that, something to think about before you sign up, someone is going to get that information, and I genuinely don't believe that anyone on this app is using buying your clothes to get access to you, but if you fear that, it is something to know. Basically what happens on Poshmark is same thing on Facebook. You create a description of your item, you post quality photos. You have to be extremely honest on Poshmark. People will ask a lot more for measurements and true sizes and fit than they do on Facebook Marketplace, I personally find. People want a lot of information on Poshmark because if they were going to buy your item, say a pair of Levi's that they can buy on Levi's website is going to give them a lot more information, and they want the same from you. Poshmark is a little bit more demanding in my opinion than Facebook Marketplace is, so something to know. Once you list an item, you need to have followers on your Poshmark basically, because it has to be shared to somebody. If you don't have any followers and nobody's sharing your items, no one's going to know that you've posted it. So you can choose to post it on social media, or you can choose to just engage with other Poshmarkers, like their stuff, repost their stuff, and people will do the same for you. And eventually somebody will buy your clothes. They can offer lower than you've listed, but sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. So again, like I said, Poshmark, very similar idea. You're just posting your items, waiting for somebody to buy. So this is what the Poshmark app looks like. This is one of my listing details. As you can see, I have photos, I have the item title, I have a very detailed description which includes sizes, measurements, stuff like that. Then once you go back, you have categories you can choose, how many items you're selling, the size, brand, color, and you do need to set the price with what you bought it for and what you're selling it for. Then you can share it to all these different services, or you don't have to. This is what a feed on Poshmark looks like as you're scrolling through. The pros of Poshmark, to me, is there's no personal interaction. Beyond someone commenting on your photo asking for more info, you never have to have a back and forth with someone. There's no weird messaging or anything like that, so just in case you're someone who doesn't like to have interactions like that, maybe consider Poshmark. The second pro is that it does have a much larger reach, obviously, because this is countrywide. You can't exchange through, like, I live in Canada, so I can't ship to the US and I can't buy from the US, but I can ship to anybody in Canada that has the app, versus Facebook Marketplace. They very likely have to live in your city unless you're willing to go through that effort to ship it to them. So you have way more people that can potentially reach your stuff. As well as Poshmark is a mediated app, so once you sell something, they track it for you. You can check up on where it is there, all that type of stuff. So it's very secure, it's very safe, and if your item gets lost, Poshmark will help you either recover it or pay you out for that. So your items are safe. The cons of Poshmark though are once somebody does buy your item, they can choose to review this item. Oh, my sister just got here. They can choose to review this item which reflects on your profile. So if you ship something that you believe to be in perfect condition, nothing wrong with it, somebody can then decide that was incorrect, and they can say, I rate this a 1 star because it didn't fit me. That does affect your profile and the rating that you have, which is very annoying because you can't contest it, you can't delete it off your profile or anything. People can just read that and assume it's right. Another con is that you do have to provide the packaging to ship it in. Poshmark will give you a free shipping label, but you need a box or a bag or something that's secure to go through the mail. So that does cost a little bit more money than just, again, getting someone to pick up from your house on Facebook Marketplace. You also have no control over how fast something gets there, and that's another thing somebody can choose to rate you on. They can say that it was slow shipping. And the last con is that Poshmark does take a cut. Sometimes it doesn't feel like a big cut, but sometimes it does. If you really want to get value of an item, keep in mind that on Poshmark you are going to lose a little bit extra of that money. Okay, so now that you know a couple pros and cons, I've kind of explained both of the platforms. My final thought is that I would use Facebook Marketplace if you're looking for a bit of a quicker interaction. All you have to do on Facebook is post some pretty decent photos and people are likely to buy it. You do have to kind of refresh the post, sometimes repost it, but overall I think it's pretty easy to make sales on Facebook Marketplace and just expect that people are going to negotiate prices. So if you're happy with quick money, I would definitely go with Facebook Marketplace. I would choose Poshmark if you want to get value of your items. People go on Poshmark to look for very specific items, and if you have that, people will find it. So as long as you're creating good photos, good descriptions, and interacting with others on the platform, you are going to make sales, and it's very low effort. Like, you just really post the stuff and wait, and then go to the post office. So they both have great value, but if I really had to recommend one, I would say go with Poshmark. I just think it's a little bit easier, less negotiations. I have way less issues on there. So yeah, hopefully you got some information from this video and you try out selling some of your clothes to make a little bit of extra money. Make sure to check out my Instagram if you are interested in seeing what I'm doing off camera, and if you liked this video, comment down below. I will be doing a couple more videos like this comparing other platforms, as well as showing how you can stage and sell clothes a little bit better, how to make good descriptions, all that type of stuff. So if you are interested in more videos like this, definitely comment down below, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.